It started with a joke. A stupid, sharp-edged thing tossed across the smoke and chatter of my husband's family barbecue. "If you disappeared tomorrow," his sister said, smirking over her paper plate, "no one would even notice." The table erupted. Laughter rolled around me, easy and cruel. Even my husband, especially my husband, laughed. I didn't. I just raised my hot dog, eyes steady on hers, and said, "Challenge accepted." No one understood then, but they would. That night, while the grill smoke still clung to his shirt, I packed a bag. Just one. I didn't yell, didn't cry, didn't explain. By sunrise, I was gone. The beginning before the end. I met Ethan 7 years ago at a bookstore. He was holding a book upside down, something he later said was an icebreaker, but I suspect it was just who he was. Clumsy charm, the kind that hides something hollow. He told me I made him feel seen. I believed him. His family didn't. They smiled too tightly, asked too many questions, compared me to his ex as though she'd been the original and I the imitation. I tried. God, I tried. Sunday dinners, family trips, birthday gifts chosen with care. But I was never enough. Not the right degree of warmth, not the right tone of voice. "You're quiet," his mother once said, "like you're hiding something." Maybe I was. Hope. That was my secret. Discovery. The first shift came quietly, a locked phone, late nights at work, that faint perfume on his jacket. Not mine. I didn't ask. I observed. People think betrayal is loud. It isn't. It's the soft erosion of trust, grain by grain, until the ground beneath you gives way. When I found the messages, her name glowing on his screen like a wound, it wasn't shock I felt. It was clarity. The woman was familiar. His sister's best friend. Of course. That's when everything crystallized. The barbecue, the laughter, the way they'd all looked at me like I was already fading. No, I wasn't disappearing. I was withdrawing. Strategically. The plan. I started small. Copies of documents, bank statements, quiet withdrawals. I learned the value of patience, of smiling while keeping score. He thought I was detaching because of stress. I let him believe it. I became air, pleasant, forgettable, unthreatening. Meanwhile, I built my escape. I moved money into an account he didn't know existed, rented a small studio in a neighboring city under my maiden name, canceled subscriptions, changed passwords, backed up every digital receipt that proved his infidelity. When the time was right, I filed for divorce. Quietly. No confrontation. Just a certified letter waiting on his pillow. And then, silence. Disappearance. I vanished like a rumor. Deleted social media. New number. New address. Even the landlord didn't know my story, just that I paid on time and kept to myself. The world thinks disappearing is running away. It isn't. It's reclaiming space. In the stillness of my new life, I found calm. I started painting again, volunteered at a library, learned to love solitude, to fill it with the sound of my own voice instead of his explanations. Months passed. The ache dulled into focus. Then curiosity crept in. I wanted to see what became of them. So I looked. Carefully. The cracks. Ethan's new relationship didn't last. She posted cryptic quotes about betrayal and being used. His sister unfriended her, then posted about fake people. The family that once treated me as invisible was fracturing in real time, online, for everyone to see. I didn't gloat. I archived every post. Documentation, not satisfaction. But I wasn't finished. The return. On the anniversary of that barbecue, I mailed 12 letters, one to each member of his family. Each envelope contained a photo, Ethan and his mistress. Time-stamped. Dated. Proof. No explanation, no note. Just truth wrapped in silence. Then, the final touch. A legal notice addressed to Ethan, informing him that the house, bought partly with my earnings, had been sold. Proceeds wired to my account. My name cleared. His debts, his alone. I watched the delivery confirmation blink green on my screen, and I felt nothing but precision. The confrontation. A week later, he found me, or thought he did. I was sitting outside a cafe, reading. When I looked up, he was there, disheveled, eyes sunken. "You just left," he said, "like I didn't exist." I closed my book. Exactly. He started to speak again, but I cut him off with a single question. "Do you remember what your sister said that day?" He frowned, confused. "What?" I leaned forward. If I disappeared, no one would notice. Recognition flickered. Regret followed. "Well," I said softly, "looks like she was wrong." I stood up, left my half-finished coffee on the table, and walked away. He didn't follow. He couldn't. The payoff. A month later, a friend sent me a link to a local news article. Family business under investigation for fraud.